A crack in the case of a 36-year-old murder mystery. Investigators say they now know who killed two young girls back in 1978, but authorities still need your help to find one of the victims' bodies. Welcome, everyone, to KOIN 6 News at 11. I'm Kelly Day.
And I'm Jeff Gianola. And tonight, Salem police say this man, 42-year-old Earl Fred Woody Chambers, is responsible for murdering those two little girls back in 1978. New at 11, Jessica Morkert live with how police solved this case after all these years. Jessica, you talked with another woman who got away when she was a little girl?
I did, Jeff, and both that victim and police are hopeful that someone might see this report and provide them with the information that will officially close this case by locating 12-year-old Anne-Marie Ellenwood.
I just think of that other little girl. It makes me really sad. Because I know what I was like then.
48-year-old Melissa Sekefets was just a 12-year-old girl when she took part in the March of Dimes walkathon at Pioneer Park in Corvallis. Suffering from a blister, she fell behind her group of friends.
I had time to see him, and as I was walking towards him, he got out of the truck and he walked around to the path holding the dog.
42-year-old Earl Fred Woody Chambers, a violent predatory sex offender, had a calculated tactic back in 1978, asking young girls to hold his dog and help him put the puppy in the back of his teardrop trailer. Sekefets tells me before she could even say yes, the dog was in her hands.
So I threw the dog and I ran.
But 12-year-old Anne-Marie Ellenwood was about 10 or 15 minutes behind Sekefets. Witnesses overheard Chambers tell her that he was the chief of police when she approached him. She disappeared on April 15, 1978, just 4 days before another little girl, 11-year-old Stephanie Ann Newsom, was abducted while delivering advertisements near Walker Middle School in Salem. Her body was discovered in a field north of Talbot.
Unfortunately, he committed suicide shortly after the crime, and so there's always been this air that he did it. There was just never anything definitive to prove that.
Authorities tell me before Chambers took his life, he contacted two attorneys to represent him after being implicated in the girl's disappearance. Retired police sergeant J.R. Miller recently contacted one of those attorneys, who confirmed now, years later, that Chambers had confessed to the murders. When shown a clean-cut and shaven picture of the suspect back in 1978, Sekefets tells me she could not identify him. But when shown this picture recently,
I immediately recognized him and the dog and the trailer and the truck.
But there are still no signs of Anne-Marie Ellenwood, a piece of a puzzle that needs to be found. And detectives tell me the attorneys representing Chambers did tell a judge what they knew, and that judge then told the Marion County District Attorney, but the DA at the time, Gary Gortmaker, never told law enforcement what he knew before he passed away. Meanwhile, Chambers, he worked as a roofer throughout the Mid-Willamette Valley. If you have any tips that could help find the victim in this case, call Salem Police. Back to you.